We also have Jway on an Enchanter. The only forms of engage you have are going to be coming from an Enchanted Crystal Arrow or this Syndra stun. And I think that that's kind of problematic as this team.
But still,
anyway,
it probably would have been #1 beforehand. But now, Tarzan showing up on mid-wave. Rookie, didn't you just see this guy go into Fog on the left side? He's got Way in his back pocket. They're turning around, but Shanks lunges forward for the first blood. And I guess he's just going to give his life. At least he got the first kill of the game.
Wait a minute. Rookie never dealt damage to Shanks. He didn't get an assist for that. I think it's really smart. Also, look at Way. Already completed his first half of the quest, so he has the upgraded smite. Level 6 upgraded smite. This is a no-brainer here for Invictus game. They'll get the dragon to start off the game.
Does take about 75% of his HP, and look at this. I mean, Way is getting all of the first spawn objectives.
We are playing with priority. Saburo does the all-in, make sure that Flandre can never move into river. How does that not land? That is some Z-axis BS right there.
Still has flash available, so it might be a little too difficult to guarantee the kill. Tarzan is spotted on the top side. Saburo's the first one to collapse. An immediate flash, slowing him down with the harpoon. Way can follow up, and Flandre comes in way too late. Now, is he in a position where he's forced to flash as well? He's getting burned down. The Cyclone, will it clip him? No, it doesn't. So Flandre might be able to save a summoner spell. He's running back over. There's no way that they can steal the objective in time, but maybe they can try and just catch people out on the way out of the Dragon Pit. Scatter the Weak is exhausted. Tarzan, wait, they're coming into the pit. Pop Blossom, this is going to be close. They steal away! You have got to be kidding me. Way is forced to flash over the wall, and Hope, a flanking Corki, gets the job done onto a low Wukong. Photic is forced to flash to see if he can get a return kill. Picks up 340 gold for himself, but Tarzan gets the flash out of Jway, and now Photic is locked in the pit, manages to pick up a double on the Kael. Boy, that was messy.
Wow, just the dragon goes over, no spellbook. Kael grabs the dragon there. I'm also seeing in the buff bar, at least for AL, the people who don't have flash, they can just Valkyrie away if you're Hope, right? You've got mobility. Shanks still has his and has the shifting sands if he really needs it. IG, if you get hit by a Pop Blossom, you're kind of just dead.
Oh, they sidestep the Encore, they baited out. Crescent Guard, here comes the re-engage from Kael right onto Way's Wukong. One more rocket does it, and the rest of AL are gonna pile on in onto Saburo, who TPs into all 5 members, and any semblance of hope that IG may have had from Way's early advantage is being chucked away.
Well, AL, great job. You've just won the game, essentially, because you got the dragon. You just won a huge fight in mid that was started with Jway firing off an Encore.
I mean, on paper, there's a way to get in. This is anyone's legend. Now, they haven't been the super clean team that we saw at their peak in 2025 and Split 2 when they won their first title, but it's still terrifying.
Oh!
Both flashes used. It does not matter. Photic still goes down, and a wonderful engage from the star support of anyone's legend.
And a Herald spawned mid, and a Partridge in a pear tree at this point. Dragon just goes right over top like sprinkles on a cupcake. This is everything going the way of AL. And IG, this draft was risky.
Big fight. Shanks just flashes over the wall. Tarzan now in. Encore comes through. It misses because Tarzan already dashed away. The blast cone will save Way temporarily, but he still has the audacious charge to chase him down. Saburo now on the wrong side of the tracks. Gets knocked out by the unstoppable onslaught, and Shanks comes in, gets a piece of that pie. Tarzan with another kill to his name, and the gold lead has now ballooned to nearly 7,000. Fair enough.
Funnily enough, now that I've had some time to reflect on it, and now that we actually have him in Tier 1 over in the LEC, I actually think that the Baus is very similar to the Shy. So
they don't have Dragon spawning for another 2 minutes, but the window is closing to try and force the Baron and look for any summoner spell cooldowns, look for any flashes, or just trying to burn anything valuable off of IG before.
Nidalee has been broken on that. You're never getting nuke spears again. I'm sorry, bro. It's never happening.
Nope.
You gotta get it.
She is just an enchantment. Whoa! Shanks says it's time to end this game. The two-man sweep, it does force a flash.
Oh,
But here
Kyle!
comes the second engage from Kyle with the Pop Blossom. Flanja TP's in just as in case they need a backup plan, but Saboro with his own TP, I mean, low-key, Anyone's Legend just lost 2 members. IG are trying to turn this fight around. It's a 3-man decimating smash, but no one can really get in and follow up on the engage. Hope is dropped below 50% HP. So is Tarzan. It's way too difficult, and they don't want to throw this game any further because low-key, IG have gotten decent shutdown bounties in their pockets, and Photic is trying to keep them in range using the power of the Ashe auto attacks with the slow, but
thanks to them, I mean, there is some Dragon damage reduction thanks to AL killing 2 of them already. So you're going to take a little bit more time, and it is Soul Point being secured by AL. So
Tarzan. Where's Kyle? Oh, he's on a minion. They don't know. The Pop Blossom flash immediately by 2, but Saboro still gets clipped by the Unstoppable Onslaught. Rookie's the next target, and he's the next one to drop. Anyone's Legend are going to look to run down the 3 remaining members of IG. The Blast Cone will take them out to safety for now, but Tarzan finds way with the wind becomes lightning, and here come the reinforcements to all corral them down to their deaths. An ace goes to Anyone's Legend, and they're on the victory march to end game 1.
It's a 5-for-0 ace. The spam pings on the mid lane wave. Kyle finds 3 members of IG, and Wim becomes lightning, turns game 1 into a victory. AL don't even need the Infernal Soul. They're going to march through the bottom lane inhibitor turret, and they're going to finish this out, which was a very dominant, a very clean game number 1.
Some looks of frustration from the IG members in the player cams. I think they could feel that the game almost slipped away from AL and back into IG's grasp, but one unseen minion on the minion wave from Kyle secure that fight around that objective.
Well, it's also really, it takes forever now because of how much HP it has.
Exactly.
It is very difficult. Now, because Flandra doesn't play Gnar all that much, this is kind of his answer into Renekton. We also haven't seen a ton of Cassante games from Flandra, so
cute little shock blast, not gonna do that much.
This Scuttle gets level 6, and it gives the Jungle Treat upgrade.
Oh, Jway, he gets a pulverize, and the rest of IG are trying to follow up. He sends it to the skies. Decent damage when Tarzan goes back in, dashes out, flashes away. Shanks arrives with the Realm Warp. It's the first blood going over to Phoenix Ezreal, and he makes it out alive. Rookie forced to flash away. He's still got an egg passive. Hope is going to send it. Can anyone from IG bail him out? I don't think so. Over the wall, Jway sends it one last time for the egg. Pulverize. At least Wei trades it out against Hope, but Jway is about to get dropped, but they cannot commit.
Oh!
1-2! Tarzan finds it, stuns up Wei. Jway punts him in, pulverized. Photic cleans it up, and IG find their best early game so far.
4-2 in kills, a lot of that going on to Photic, and while nobody got the Scuttle Crab,
and 2 of the 3 components for Trinity Force, this guy's hitting Trinity Force before 10 minutes, and that is going to be a massive wake-up. And Shanks, no flash available. That's what we talked about in the draft. The Cryo Storm into the wall, sets up the Shock Blast, and Shanks should go down to 1 more. Wei on the board now, 2 kills with the Jace, and because of the priority for both of his solo lanes, he should be able to get all these grubs for free.
I mean, Shanks moved him in. Really great setup coming in from Rookie. This is going to open up a big lead here for Invictus. I'm feeling good about this right now. I really don't even care that Tarzan's taking away a Raptor camp. This is kind of the only real play he has to try to counter. Maybe trying to see if they can catch Hope. It will be on Vision. Jway could actually tank this. He has no flash.
Time, decent chunk on the way, but if Jway is the one taking up the turret shots, it's still going to be an IG dive perfectly executed. And just like that, the gold lead continues to balloon in IG's favor. In game 1, Anyone's Legend were able to bring it back in the mid-game, but this is looking pretty nice from Anyone's Legend. Realm Warp, looking for Photic. Jway flashes away. Can he Arcane Shift over the wall?
Oh!
Clips him, but he flashes away from the stun. Shank tries to push his luck. It's a flash from
Tarzan's
Tarzan.
dead.
But now, oh my goodness, he is exploded. And IG continue to be up on the play. How should I put this, Alka? Pumish cook. They are so out of this game. And Saburo might be under threat in the tower. The shock blast, good sidestep from Kyle. That could have been dicey for anyone's Legend support.
They can maybe keep going for Shanks here. Yeah, Shanks, I don't think you're allowed to stay up here. It doesn't even matter that the turret is available.
Kyle is going to flash right on top of Wei, forces the flash. And now there's really nothing that anyone's Legend can do here. Tarzan has Supreme Display of Talent available. He dashes over the wall. And they're just going to try and take stock that this Jace does not have flash anymore. Oh, Supreme Display of Talent clips 2 under the wall, but Wei
no damage.
Barely takes any damage. Yeah, this is not looking good for the Kiana at this point in the game.
You also have 3 grubs for this team, I want to remind them. AL also haven't completed 2 of their quests.
Solar Flare does connect onto Photic. He burns the cleanse. No flash available, but thankfully you already had the Arcane Shift. Kyle is just pressuring forward, trying to give space for Tarzan's Kiana to burn down this Rift Herald without any contest, but Wei was never going to check it. He was committed to the bottom tier 1 turret.
Flandra almost dies to this. Photic's going to try to snipe.
No
it's not going to land.
Okay. Flandra is torn whether he wants to help out Kyle or just let him die. And you know what? His support does make it out alive, but this tier 1 turret on the top side is definitely going down. Rift Herald was spawned in the mid lane, so they'll try to make a trade. Photic is trying to do his best to defend this turret from falling, and for what it's worth, he does not go down, is living on 10% HP. Everyone else feels the burden of those Jace EQs, and IG are ready to pounce on this Flandra Aurora. Dwayne erupts even in the bunny step. Good night, Flandra. Now IG have the 5-4 advantage. They are forced to force this play onto Saboro's Renekton, but he's just going to flash over the wall and get back to safety.
There's no dragon. Another turret plate now split between Rookie and Wei. I think that AL, while trying to make these map attempts, they will grab a mid-tier 1, but I just don't think it's worth it. They've now given over 3 turrets to this Anivia, and you're bleeding gold everywhere. This is...
AL have to hold the line and make sure that IG don't backstep into their jungle and find Kyle before he pops the flank. He's walking into the tri-bush. Is this a real angle? TP behind from Flandra. Kyle springs from a jump scare bush.
They found Wei!
They found Wei! Don't tell me they bring this back from this position! Saburo gets pushed back by the Supreme Display of Talent, but his goal is just to make sure Hope doesn't get to play the fight. He tries to step back, but Tarzan wastes him, and IG will still try to look for this dragon, but they don't have a smite available if Tarzan shows back up. But it looks like he's too low to participate.
They're not going to do this anymore. Oh, man, that is a heartbreaker.
On this Jace is 3 items. Tarzan also 3 items.
Oh no, Kyle's dead.
Found again. Hang on, he's tanky enough with the Aftershock. He goes on to Photic next. Tarzan trying to force Wei in a comfortable position. He flashes forward, looks for Wei. He depletes him.
Okay.
He's turnable for anyone's Legend. He's going forward still, but he gets dropped by Photic Ezreal in the end.
Kyle!
Two-shot barrage wipes out Kyle. The bullet time trades against Dway. This game is getting messy, but all this time spent for that fight out, and IG's top laner is pushing into the base.
For Invictus Gaming, every 5 minutes as long as this dragon is stolen, but AL needs to move forward, and Kyle's looking for a flank. Flandra's also teleported alongside them, but they're on vision right now. AL are going to maybe look to force through mid lane.
Dway, immediate flash onto the rise. He tries to flash away. Bullet time clips a couple members. Rookie's brought to 50% HP. Tarzan with the Supreme Display Talent hits 2. They blow up Wei once
no
again.
way!
To the back lane, trades 1 on back. Hope is blown up. Shakes is next. Tarzan is doing everything that he can, but Flandra and him are just not enough against Invictus Gaming, and Photix Ezreal will be able to survive it all. Saburo continues to slice through this bunny girl, and the rest of Invictus Gaming will rally behind the Renekton. The Mountain Soul will be secured off of the ace from IG, and this game is looking to be an Invictus Gaming win.
IG, they're too far ahead at this point. The poke from Wei is getting rid of everything, and Rookie. So he could honestly just walk up and probably auto-attack it with the 3 grubs, and that's it.
Oh, he
pops the Dominus.
He's ready. No flash available. As soon as he walks up, Flandre is going to be the first one to face check him, but the true shot barrage right on top. Immediate 5-4 advantage. And anyone's Legend going to do their best to delete the minion wave before it touches their tier 2 turret. It's defended for now, but IG with the man advantage can just try and force this Baron.
All right, so what do we do as AL? Because IG have complete control of the river. Saboro is still flanking.
Saboro looks for hope once again. Jway with the knockup onto Kael, trying to find a stun with the trample onto Hope's misfortune. Kael, the next one to drop. Great shot, plus great true shot barrage. The supreme display of talent holds him in place for now, but Shanks has to hold the line. But that job is way too difficult in a 1v5, and Tarzan will be the final piece of the puzzle lost to the winds. IG pick up another ace. The Baron will be secured, and you can imagine that this game is close to being wrapped.
I'm not imagining. I'm visualizing it right now. It's already on our screens. The end is near. 10,000 gold lead after they finish this Baron, and they've got the soul. Let's just watch them wrap it up at this point. Jace is going to continue to be undefeated. There's a reason why this champion is so prioritized, even on the nerfs. IG are going to send us the 3. They're a team that we can, every time we want to count them out and we think they're done, they somehow got one left in them. Now, are they going to be able to close out the series?
Oh, he's alive.
That remains to be seen.
Bullet time doesn't get much value. Photic just arcane shifts over the wall. Kael is the first one they destroy on this rift. And IG now, 5-4 for the next 30 seconds, are going to start sieging and laying waste to all these structures, undermining every turret, every inhibitor that stands in their path. Tarzan with a supreme display of talent, only exchanged by rookie Zhonya's Hourglass. It was actually just a Seeker's insane value off the component. Wei is making short work of the turret in the mid lane, just ensuring that they have every possible chance to close this game out as cleanly as possible and sending this series to the full distance. Shanks is the next one to die. Kael respawns just to watch the Nexus crumble right before his very eyes. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to game 3 between Anyone's Legend and Invictus Gaming.
Why did we give up Jace?
Look at that, 35.3k. He pumped damage this game, and I mean, Tarzan tried his heart out to make it so that he wasn't getting completely gapped by Wei's Jace, but dude, Honkyu and Rookie sharing very based champion pools, both the Anivia and now the Swain. Okay, well,
they just push the wave. They have control of the Tribe Rush. Maybe going on to Jway.
Maybe buffer the Q to get out of the grand entrance, but Tarzan still with the stun, and Jway just extends way too deep for vision control. That's first blood going over to Tarzan. For the most part, it's one of the earlier dragons we've seen out of this series, since the other ones were fairly delayed. So it's nice if Anyone's Legend want to at least force a dragon stacking win condition this game.
Let's get our support in first, move into the topside river, and we can play, because this M-Pesa does a ridiculous amount of damage to objectives. Great job from Sabora as well to maintain priority over Flandre and make sure that they can grab these grubs.
Quick check-in onto the top lane. Grim Deliverance just to clear the minion wave and make sure that Saboro doesn't do anything cheeky to Flandre while he's under the tower. Might buy him a chance to quickly recall and teleport back to the wave.
That was a huge hook from Jway. I mean, landing that onto Hope between multiple members, also getting his flash, very pivotal there for Invictus Gaming in making sure that that dragon does not go over. So we're going to have Herald. I think this is probably going to be the objective that's going to be less so contested. Also, haven't seen a Grand Starfall quite yet from Tarzan, so saving this to try to get something on a side lane right now, but...
Top lane duty for now. We'll give Flandre an opportunity to just walk over to bot lane instead and see about being able to pick up the minion wave. This Rift Herald looks a bit funky, Alec, I'm not gonna lie.
We did say that this game definitely better for IG, if that's the case. So,
there's going to be enough HP built on this entire top side. Hang on, Dragon, 1400, secured by Tarzan. Now everyone just bail. Jway tries to lock him down and keep him in range. Rookie looks for the nether grabs, pulls one in onto Tarzan. He blocks the damage with the Aegis Assault. Saburo tries to continue the play. Dredgeline follows up. Wade dueling with Flandre on the right side, and the Demonic Ascension with the rivalries continues to slow them all up. Massive knockup from the Death Charge, but everyone from Anyone's Legend manages to get out alive.
Continue. I was going to say, I think of his Jinx, I think of his Kaisa.
I mean, the Kaisa is legendary, for sure. Dredgeline from Jway connects onto the first member, immediately bursted. Holy cow, Kael just got dropped. Here comes Rookie with the Demonic Ascension. Flandre over the top, already using the Grim Deliverance.
Oh no,
and
oh
entrance,
no.
Multiple members, damage on the backline, but now Rookie can continue. He's got him slowed with the power of the Rylai's Crystal Scepter, and Hope is trying to do his best on the sidelines with these piercing arrows, but they ain't doing jack squat. Anyone's Legend just has literally no damage, and the rest of IG can brute force their way into the river. Or on the hunt, I should say. Anyone's Legend still trying to find ways to get back into this game, but this is so tense. Good buffer by Jway with the dredge line, gets out of the grand entrance, still hot on the trail. Flandre trying to look for a flank. They might be able to interrupt Jway on his escape. Kyle flashing forward with the quickness, locks up 3. Grim Deliverance over the top, and that's the burst damage they were hoping for. Anyone's Legend eliminate Way off the map. This is the third dragon going the way of the Pandas.
And I think the worst part about this is it's right in front of the dragon that will give them soul points here as AL. IG can do nothing but watch this objective. A TP from Rookie. Maybe it's going to be them looking on the outs.
Tarzan should be able to secure the dragon, but can Rookie and Photic turn the tides in this river? Quick flash from Hope, gets over the wall and can fire a piercing arrow and bring down the demonic bird. Photic gets knocked up by the Justice Punch and says sweet night to the ground. Anyone's Legend find 3 more kills and effectively delayed ace. Baron's on the table. I don't think they can go for it quite yet, but this is a major swing in Anyone's Legend's momentum.
Kael with amazing engagements there, followed up by a Grand Starfall. Are we going to find Way again?
Way gets locked up. He only has HP from the Shojin. Flashes in the nick of time, dodging out in the winds of war. I am a big fan of Shanks building more for burst, the proto belt.
Once you get out of lane on Zehen, if you can get to team fights, you are a beast. Yep. And he has a 1,500 gold lead now.
Jway does have flash. He's already used it, and the rest of Anyone's Legend trying to get into the fight. Rookie pops Demonic Ascension. They're all slowed inside that corridor. Shanks is forced to go golden with the Zonya's Hourglass. Looking at Saburo, he tries to hold the front line for now. Shanks gets one last taunt. The face rush not enough, then Saburo wipes him. Now the rest of Anyone's Legend on the retreat. Ends up being a 1-for-1, but the value of the trade is greater for IG. They maintain their mid laner.
And completely blanked out the vision, except for the scuttle that was taken by AL.
He sidestepped the dredge line. Aegis Assault already used, blocks a lot of the damage incoming. Flandre tries to step up next. Hope trying to see if he can lay down some poke. Dragon already at 5k. Tarzan has to walk up again. 3k HP. Can they get in? Flandre gets vision. They secure the dragon, deny the soul. But
Kael!
Backline. Massive grand entrance and rogue entrance is going to be huge. It just forces Photic away to backspace. Way still has public execution at the ready. He's trying to peel off the backline. Shanks goes golden. Rookie's holding the front line with the Rylai's Crystal Scepter. He gets bursted by Anyone's Legend, and now the rest of IG are in full retreat. They can't escape. The Grand Starfall finds Photic. He stayed way too long, and now it's Way that could be next. Kael is looping around, ready to cut off the retreat path. But Way has too much HP for Anyone's Legend to really take advantage of. Another massive fight for Anyone's Legend. The only consolation prize for IG is that they do deny the soul.
That was amazing steal, but is it going to be enough to keep them in this game? It is so difficult to now answer. Teleport's going to be here for Saburo. This is kind of like the last fight that IG are going to have access to.
Watch Kael on the flank. He's spotted by the control ward. The rest of IG just immediately retreat over to the left side. AL tried to pull the Baron and force IG to face check them. Doesn't give them the angle they were looking for, but this Baron dance, they only have another 50 seconds to really go for before setting up for another dragon setup. Jway forced to flash. Kael pops the quickness. Way retreats for now. Saburo has Q3 at the ready, but does not find Flandre with the Natofo strike knockup. Anyone's Legend have full control of this top side blue quadrant jungle. They yoink the blue buff away. Good never move on the Shanks. He's interrupted on the Justice Punch. He's forced to go golden with the Zonya's Hourglass. Here comes Tarzan over the top. Grand Star fall. Everyone is trying to pile through the front line, but they drop Dway first. Heroic entrance by space. Tarzan still leading the charge for the Pandas. And it's over. Anyone's legend wastes 3 in an instant. A triple kill for Tarzan. Hope picks up the 4th, and it's just Saburo left, but he cannot pull a Hail Mary as Tarzan and Shanks. The rest of the Pandas come right on through over the wall, and they're ready to push through the bottom to close this series.
Hope teleports to the bottom lane wave, and that right there was an excellent fight. Despite it being started on IG's terms, they don't even need the soul here. AL will team fight their way out of this game and put a deficit down onto IG, going up to 4-2 here in the regular season.
Another ace for anyone's legend, and that's all she wrote. At the end of the day, it is still the Pandas victorious over Invictus Gaming. GG, well played.
Slow-rolled game, something that IG have yet to really